Hey there YouTube land, and welcome back to the Small Workshop Adventures. A little bit of housekeeping just before we get started. If you're new to the channel, please click the like button. It's really appreciated, and subscribe. In fact, anyone who's watching, if you click the like button, it makes all the difference. And if you're new, please subscribe. Love to have you on board and love your comments. So, another day. I thought it was going to rain today. I was looking at, and then I watched Countryfile last night. Who watches Countryfile for the weather ahead of the week? Well, I do anyway. I'm sure lots of you do, and you get a picture. But I was thinking I was going to be more challenged by the weather. But I think that's not coming till later in the week, so we might be all right. Anyway, why am I talking about the weather? Well, what we're doing today is we are going to be building. This is quite a nice build. It's going to be going on for a week or so. What we're going to be doing here is a nice big area. This whole area that I'm standing in, we're going to do a raised decking. That's the first part. That's part one. We're going to do raised decking. Then we are going to build. So if you can look around here, we can see the courtyard of what we're doing. It's got to actually get, we're just making it so that it's level. So when you step out of the house, you step onto your decking. We're going to make a little hatch here, because an access hatch, because we've got all the drainage there, so we need to do that. It's going to cut round. We've got the, is that the Philosopher's Stone, or is that the Sword and the Stone? A bit of Portland stone, which Buckingham Palace is made of, I'll have you know, and lots of very famous buildings. But it's so heavy, we're going to have to bury it. So maybe there may be some bodies that we'll bury, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. So we've got to cover that. That's going to disappear underneath because it's just simply too heavy to move. It's here. We're going to cut round there. So we've got to make a whole load of decking in here. And then in part 2 and 3, we're building in this space here. So in this space here, we're doing like an L-shape pergola with a roof. And it's going to have battening all on, so it's going to look really nice. Be a really nice sort of place you can sit in, and because it's got a roof, that enables you, the customers, to sit out it in, I wouldn't say all weathers, because you won't be out here in January if it's -10 and it's, you know, it's who knows, maybe they will. And then we've got some storage to build in here, so to store all the things, that the garden storage, which will be sitting on top, so a nice bit of garden storage to store all the things like the cushions and all of those things that maybe there's going to be in here for the furniture. So that's what this is going to be. So it's quite a big build, and I'm looking forward to it. And the weather is lovely, and we're in this lovely place. Where are we? We're in Portland again, down right on the south coast. We're in Portland. So that's what we're going to be doing. So enjoy. So the first thing we're doing is just getting the levels right. So so we've got to cut the posts with the post shoes minus the thickness of the decking. So we've got that there, and we need to get, as this is the crucial bit where you come out of the house, so we'll get that square to there, and then we'll work out. It's not going to be, because this courtyard is not going to be perfectly square, but we will adjust that accordingly. But so we got the next one in there, post shoe in there, and we will fix that accordingly. So we're just getting it level. Right, we have effectively finished the subframe. This is day 2. So we've just finished it. It's early in the morning. We've done a little bit. So we did 95%, 99% of it yesterday, and we finished it today. So I'm just going to talk about what we've done. So this is essentially, that's what this video is about. It's about the subframe of decking, and then we'll go on to do the decking and all sorts of things. So, but the first thing you do, as you might have seen with the video, is you do the outside. So if you can imagine, my analogy is a jigsaw puzzle. If you're going to do decking and you've got to do the subframe, the first thing you've got to do is create the outer edges, as if you're doing a jigsaw puzzle. Makes sense, doesn't it? Because if you don't do that, essentially it's all over the place. So, and that means then you can get all the levels everywhere. You get it level and you set that, and then everything else is so much easier, and it's actually a lot faster to do it that way than it is if you just essentially built it and kept coming this way or this way, trying to get it all level. So you get those things, so you go round. So as you can see, we've gone round this side because we've got to go around the pipes. We screwed into the wall, so we're using that. This side is not going into the wall. We're going to come over. We've got the subframe coming down here because of the way this wall is. That's just not conducive to putting stuff onto the wall. So we've got that the perimeter of the frame going all the way around, and then we put in obviously the ribs, because the decking is going this way. So you've got to think about which way, when you're doing your subframe, which way is your decking running? What's the correct way to run it with what's going on with where the site you're on? So you can see the decking here, and we've got 2 pieces of decking down already to create the sizes. So then it's just a case of about approximately 1 metre I go. There will be some extras, so I do some extra bracing, because just in case there's a little bit of bounce, and what we don't want is a trampoline bounce on decking, do we? Although that would be fun, wouldn't it? Well, maybe the kids would like that, but I'm not making a decking with bounce. Although that dance floors have bounce, so any of you Strictly fans out there, Strictly or Dancing with the Stars, whatever you watch, the floor springs. It's meant to, so maybe I could create a sprung decking, and then I could do my dance moves. Maybe not.
I think we're getting a bit sidetracked there,
Dave. Maybe not. I'm going off at a tangent, I know. I'm talking about dancing, and I can't dance. Although I'd like to think I can. Right, anyway, back to this. If you can come down here. So we have to, the lengths of the decking are 4.8, so it's obviously longer. So we have to make sure we've got the space here, the rib cage to support it when it staggers, because as you can see, we've got one coming this way, which is one just behind you here. So we're going to stagger. So this one will go that way, and this one will come this way. So it's always staggering when we build it. It's stronger, and it's the correct way to do it. So if you just did them all one length and then a whole load of them all cut at this length, that wouldn't look very good. So you create that stagger. Which is how, we've got the supports in there at the end of the 4.8, supports there at the end of the 4.8. I put quite a lot of support around here, because essentially this is where the traffic is. They're coming out of the door. Thomas is, don't trip over. So it's making sure this is where most of the traffic's going to be. It's going to be all in this area. So we've got quite a lot of support here, which is good. Support is good. Now Thomas is standing on it as well. Don't fall off as we're balancing.
Try not to.
I can show you my circus tricks now as I balance. Here we go. Live on YouTube, I'm balancing around. So we've got a lot of support there. So pick your key areas where you know there's going to be traffic, and make sure you've got a really good amount of support. Again, otherwise we've got that dance floor bounce. And we don't want it to be a dance floor, do we? Because I don't think they're going to do any dancing classes out here. But you never know. So that's where we're at. We're going to go on to the part 2 in a minute, but essentially that's it for this. It's the subframe that we've made. So what more is there to say? We've braced it. This here. This is going to be an access hatch. So we've created an access hatch here, because you've got all the drainage that needs to come up. So I need to just cut this section in individually. So it's got the supports all round, so you can get at it if you need to. So that's what that's about. So and then they can get to the drainage should they need to, because what you don't want to do in decking is just completely cover. Otherwise you've got to take the whole thing up, so I'm going to create a little access hatch there. If you're new to the channel, please click the like button, press the notification bell, you'll know when videos are coming up. There's lots on the channel and lots more coming. And if you're new again, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Love your comments and anything else. I'm sure you can do a project like this. You could watch this, and if you live local to me, maybe I could come and do it for you. So anyway, so from me, Mark, at the Small Workshop Adventures, take care everybody, bye.